May marks Mental Health Awareness Month, and one community that deals with PTSD the most are our veterans. In fact, according to the most recent data from the VA, in 2022, there were on average about 131 suicides per day among all American adults. Now, around 18 of those daily were veterans, meaning over 6,400 veterans died by suicide just that year alone. I sat down with a mother who knows the pain of suicide all too well. Now, a warning to our viewers, some parts of this story may be disturbing.
I would love to have dinner with you tomorrow night. So I hope you have a great night, and I love you, and he always said I love you.
Jamie recounts the last time she spoke to her son, Ryan.
Nope, I never got to have the last dinner with him.
Ryan lost his life to suicide in 2021.
Ryan was very, very, very kind-hearted, sweet, cared about everybody, cared about his family. Overall, just generally a happy person growing up, having fun, living life.
Ryan joined the Marines in 2014 at the age of 21.
He was in Okinawa, they got called away for 3 weeks, and he came back a different person. And he couldn't talk about it. So we tried to get him help, we tried to get him into therapy to talk about it, and he couldn't get that breakthrough.
He battled PTSD when he returned from overseas. On top of that, turning to alcohol while coping.
98% of our moments were wonderful with him and fun as a family, and then that 2% would take over.
2018 to 2021 were some of the darkest days for Ryan and his family.
The transition into civilian life was extremely difficult for him. The main reason, he lost his brotherhood, and then he came back, and his brotherhood from growing up had moved on with their lives.
Jamie says there is not enough intervention with veterans when they return home.
Like, you're going back into the civilian life, here you go.
In the midst of that chaos, things were looking bright for Ryan.
Was doing extremely well. He had just gotten promoted, bought a house, bought a new Jeep. He was doing great. And then January 2021, he started spiraling again. Some very, very long, hard nights at our house. Just trying to help him, praying over him, asking him to turn to God, because God's the miracle worker. But how do you tell somebody that when they're, struggling so much?
Then in 2021, nearly 3 years from his return to society, the darkest day of their lives. When Jamie and her husband did not receive their usual call from Ryan, they knew something was horribly wrong.
Somebody had called to say, "What's going on with Ryan?"
And you didn't know?
I didn't know, and I hung up the phone, and I ran out of my work and called my husband and said, "I'm on the way to Ryan's house, something happened." Ryan was gone. They had removed his body, but you could see the aftermath of everything.
An image that is burned in her head.
That's in my head. I will never get rid of that image. I live with that every day of the person I gave birth to and raised, and that's what's left of him.
At only 28 years old, Ryan was gone.
Next thing you know, you got 100 people in your home and you're in shock. You don't know how to get out of bed the next day. You can't shower, you can't eat. This is Ryan in the Marines. He's on a Navy ship, and there's the Amtracker that he was a crew chief of. I'm tired of people believing that mental health is a bad thing. I want to remove the stigma from talking about it. I want to get these children and these veterans the help they deserve.
And Jamie is beginning that work through a foundation in his honor. But she won't stop until every veteran is receiving the continual care that they deserve.
The VA waits for the veterans to come to them. Those veterans are not going to go to them. We need to go out and find the veterans who are struggling.
Through the RDM Foundation, they raise funds for veterans in need and also offer scholarships, all in honor of Ryan's life.
I think Ryan, he's our biggest cheerleader. He's up in heaven smiling big down on all of us and saying, "That's my mom, that's my dad, that's all my best friends."
Very powerful story there, and RDM Foundation holds 2 large fundraisers each year. If you would like to donate, you can visit rdmfoundation.com. Now, if you or someone you know is a veteran who is struggling with their mental health, please call 988 and click the number 1 to connect with someone trained in Veterans Crisis Intervention.